Okay, so this is everything I planned out for now, based off what I saw in your report, and then we're gonna keep adding to it. So for what I saw in your report, you have an authorized user. I'm assuming what that's your girl. She added you.
No, my mom's, she's the authorized user.
Okay, her card. I think it was a 25K card she has, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so she has like a little bit of a balance on there, 4K. I was gonna say if you could tell her to pay that down, and then also you could have her do a credit limit increase, and that's gonna get reflected on your report. So if they could even bring it up to like 30 to 35,000, and it's a soft pull. I don't think Chase, from the last times I did it for myself and for our clients, they don't do a hard pull for a credit limit increase.
Hmm.
So you could
Okay.
tell her to pay down like at least she has like a 4K balance on there. Tell her to pay down like 1,000, 2,000, whatever she could to bring it down on the 10%. That will bring down your utilization as well, and then tell her to get a credit limit increase. That will be two birds, one stone. Your credit limit, your utilization will go down a lot from that. Okay, the next thing on the list is you have your I think your Amex card is currently I think you're using all of it. It's a 3K limit, right?
It hasn't updated, but it's a 3K limit.
Okay, so I recommend you pay that down to at least $300. You don't have to fully pay it down if you don't wanna, but get it down to at least 10%. 10% would be $300, and then I recommend you call them and ask for a credit limit increase. I think you already had that card for like 3 months, right?
I tried that and it didn't work.
They don't let you do the credit limit increase.
Oh, you know what? No, it did work for this card, but I tried for the business card and it didn't work.
Okay, maybe because you have a balance on the business card.
No, everything was fine. I can't remember what it was, but maybe I just did it wrong. I don't know.
Usually you
But
have to usually so the formula to doing that is you want to use at least half your limit and pay it down for at least like 3 months short.
okay.
If anything like 6 months, but you want to try every 3 months and they'll usually give you a 3x credit limit increase.
Okay.
So maybe you either weren't using it or maybe it hasn't been open for 3 months. Or if you've been
Not
using it, you
sure.
haven't like paid it down and it was probably sometimes if it's maxed out and you ask for a credit limit increase, it kind of makes them afraid and they don't want to do it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it was maxed out, but I paid it down and then I don't know. I don't know. But you'll help me out with that.
Okay, yeah, just let me know. If anything, just I would say start on the personal side.
Yeah, that's my focus right now.
Yeah, so yeah, call Amex. You could do it after this call if you want, or whatever you have time. Tell them that you want a credit limit increase. You said you paid the car down already, right?
No, I paid it down, but it's going back up because that's the main card I use. So hold on. Let me see where it's at. Yeah, it's at 1,000 now. So you say pay it down to 300.
Yeah, like 3 to 500. You usually want to be at 10% utilization is like where you're most likely be like almost guaranteed getting approvals.
Okay.
A lot of
Now this card has been full, like maxed for the last months before this. So this is the first time that I'm paying it down.
okay,
Um, that might affect it, won't it?
no, that's even better because they see that you're using the card, and then as long as before you ask for a credit limit increase, it's fully paid down. So they're like, oh, okay, he needs a higher limit because he keeps maxing it out.
Well, I wasn't paying it down. It was like maxed and it stayed maxed and it'd go over and then it'd go back to max. It'd go over and go back to max.
I would
You
say
know what
you
I'm
should get
saying?
approved as long as you could like pay down the majority of it, and it's the 10% utilization or under. They should approve it. If not, you could just try again a
Okay.
little later.
I could pay it down like today and then call.
Yeah, pay it down. What you could do is pay it down, call, and then if you wanted to update to the credit bureaus, you could actually call Amex and tell them, hey, can I speak to the credit department? And then they'll put you to a different department. They'll transfer you, and then you tell the credit department, hey, I want to do an update. I wanna have you guys update my utilization to the credit bureaus. I don't want to wait until the statement date, and they'll do it for you.
So speak to the credit department, update utilization,
Yeah,
and that's that.
yeah, and then you could do this with Chase and Amex. Speak credit with credit
Oh yeah, that would
department.
have been nice because I fucking paid it down and now they're starting to go up again. It hasn't shown.
So update utilization. Yeah, that's the fastest way because you actually don't have to. Apple, there's a lot of card companies that let you do this, and there's some that don't. Apple, I tried this with Apple, it didn't work, but with Chase and Amex, it worked. So I think usually with the bigger banks, this will work compared to like one-off cards like Apple and stuff that aren't actual banks. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So because
Okay,
they,
so you said I speak to the credit department and then, hey, can you update my utilization?
yeah, be like,
And
hey,
that's that.
be like, hey, I just paid this card down. Please update the utilization to the credit bureaus. They have to transfer you to the credit department. So you could do this with
Okay.
Chase because you have a balance on Chase as well. You could do this with Chase, and you could do this with Amex.
Okay.
So okay, that's that for Amex. For Chase, you also have a balance on there. What was the balance again? I think it was like 10K, right?
63.
6,300.
Yeah, that's where it actually is right now out of 12K.
Okay, so I would say pay that down to 10% as well. So at least 1,200. It doesn't necessarily have to be 10%, but I just want you to put you in the best position for you to get the probability of approvals is the highest possible. You know what I mean? So, 10% of 1,200 would be 1,200. So if you could get it to 1,200, that would really help you out when you call them and request a credit limit increase.
Okay.
So
Yeah, even on the 12K card,
yeah, you could
I
call and
should get an
ask.
increase.
Yeah, ask
Okay.
for what I recommend you do. We just did this for a client yesterday. Ask for like a 3x limit increase if they, or sometimes if it's too much because that's going to be 36K. You could start off little by little. So call and ask for 20K. They're most likely going to approve it, and then hang up and call again and ask for like 25K, and they'll do it. I did it for myself a few years ago, and we just did this for a client. He had a card that was a 80, I think it was the 8,200. We called, we got a credit, we asked for 3x, and sometimes when you ask for too much or they feel like it's too much, they don't like that, so they give you even less than what you should have got. They gave him like or I think he was at 10,200. They gave him to like 16,000, and then we hung up and we called again, and they brought him up to, I think he's like at 20,500. So we got him a 10K increase in like 2 phone calls.
Wow.
Yeah, so you could do that, and then
I think I did that when I got it to 12. Is they updated it to 6 and I called again. I'm like, can I get it to 12?
yeah, so just do that again because that will help you with your comparable credit, and then when you do
Okay.
go for other stuff, it will just the foundation is your credit, your personal credit. So I just want to have that built up for you, built up the infrastructure of the house, and we build everything on top of that.
Now, the last time I called, they asked me why. Why do you want your limit increase? What would you say to that?
Be like, I'm having some personal expenses that I don't want to put on the business cards, and yeah. Also, another thing you could so what they do now is they ask for annual income. Sometimes, depending on the amount, they don't check. So you could put like, you could do it in the app if you want. Put like 500K or like 300K, and do it little by little. So it's not like you went from like 50K to 500K like in 1 year, but make it realistic. And sometimes they don't check. I just did this with Apple, and they gave me a credit limit increase. I put like,
Okay.
I forgot what I put for the income, but they gave me a credit limit increase. They didn't check Apple.
I'll probably ask you once I've paid down the Chase card what the specifics are.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I would say with that, you could get that to like 25K, and then that will really help you when we do come back around and get cards on the personal side, and it will help you on the business side too. Okay.
Okay.
So on the business side, I put here business funding. You told me you have an Amex card already.
Yeah, I have the business blue cash, I believe.
So you already have this.
Yeah.
What's the limit on it? 3K.
Yeah. No, it's fucking 2, dude.
Okay, but you is it maxed out?
Yeah, it stays maxed out.
Okay, so what
Like I have a payment that comes out of it. It's for my coaching program, so it's like always maxed out at 2. Then it goes to like 1,500 past, and then it goes back to 2.
Okay. So yeah, I would recommend after you get the personal side done, I would say you could go back around and do that after.
Okay.
So I would say until you do that, don't apply for anything on the Amex side. We could just apply for other banks for now. But yeah,
Okay.
as soon as you could get that done, we could go for a credit limit increase on Amex. And then in the future, you could do that, get a credit limit increase on that, or you could just apply for this card. I recommend you probably get a credit limit increase first and then apply
Okay.
for the others. You don't have this other 0% card yet, right?
I don't have that card. Boo. I only have one Amex business.
Okay, so what you could do is you could get it on this and then apply for this. If they deny it, it's not that big of a deal because what you could do is